cargo. We don't know what Capital Oil has done with it. As I speak to you today, the account for this transaction is in debit of over 21 billion naira and accumulating interest of close to 380 million naira every month. If you leave it in 1 year, you are going to accumulate 3.8 billion. In another 2 years, you are getting to about 28 billion. If I just say, I will pay. If I can't pay you, I'll take my life, I will pay. And every month he put 100 million, sometimes put 80 million. So the last 6 months, 5 weeks, he put only 40 million naira in the bank. And he was spending money like somebody who is going to commit suicide, buying houses, $30 million, buying vessels, living like a king, flying 2 private jets. So I said, wait a minute. Somebody told me he went to Anambra State some few weeks ago and we are spraying dollar on top of some women.
Welcome once more. When the PM says that most of these politicians you see are criminals, don't take it for a joke. Don't lie. Don't think he is lying. Whenever you think he is lying, what you just listening to is the account of Cosmas Maduka, and he said this when this person was still alive. When Ifeanyi was still alive, that was when he made this statement. He went on a program and he explained everything that happened between him and Ifeanyi. But that is to tell you the character of people who are representing you in the zoo called Nigeria. That is to tell you the character of the people. This man, what he did was the act of a known, well-known, habitual criminal. Do you know that this man, even at the expense of bad character, even at the expense of what the bank has told Cosmas Maduka, because of the spirit of oneness, because of the spirit of brotherhood, he said this man is from Anambra just like him. He wants to help him. He wants to help him. No bank wanted to give Ifeanyi loan. Cosmas Maduka had to, receive the loan from the bank with his own name and handed over to Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi at the first instance, Ifeanyi paid. The second one, Ifeanyi paid. The third one he paid. The fourth one he paid. The fifth one he paid. Then on the sixth one, he now collected 6 times or even 10 times what he was collecting before, and told him that they wanted to close up the whole thing. So he wanted to, buy a large quantity, then he will pay back. Do you know that was when he has, secured the trust of Cosmas Maduka and collected that whole money? So many months went by, this man did not pay. The time frame that was given elapsed and Ifeanyi did not show up. And that was what he was complaining about. Ifeanyi was owing him so much, and Ifeanyi went about spraying money to people, spraying money on top of women. The man was disappointed. And this was as a result of what people have told him, that Ifeanyi is a born criminal, that Ifeanyi is not to be trusted. But he wanted, in the spirit of brotherhood, in the spirit of oneness, he wanted to help Ifeanyi grow. But Ifeanyi went behind his back to defraud him like he always does. And that is always in the spirit and in the character of people who are criminals. And that is what you find in the current politicians that you call political leaders or people who are representing you. That is their character. That is what they do. They will steal from you, steal from the common welfare of the people, and spend lavishly on women. Listen to Cosmas Maduka.
I was in my office, I got a call, and behold, it was Ifeanyi of Capital Oil that was on the phone. He spoke to me, distressfully, that he had a problem and that the banks are trying to close up on him and he will require my assistance. And I asked him what kind of problem was it. He told me that, he was owing Union Bank and that the banks are trying to close up on him, and if I could please, come to his aid. Basically, I told him what really happened, what really happened. The issue was, he tried to explain. I said, look, let's get this matter straight. Some of you young guys are so much in a hurry to make money, failing to understand that enduring success is not a product of chance. It's characterized by a clear vision, working hard, and works out over a period of time. It's not an event, but a process. I will simply advise you, why not get rid of some of your assets and pay down on your loan and start all over again. That what is important is what happened in you, not what happened around you. I share some experiences to him, how I started, and at the time things went bad. I have confidence in myself. That's what is important.
But you still helped him.
I want to get to where I helped him, because I tried to say the story. So I gave him this kind of advice. He wanted me to come eventually. I went to his place and saw his tank farm and felt, wow, this is a young man from my state that have been able to achieve things like this. So he told me, he told stories. The bottom line is that people gang up against him and made negative story. They want to take over his business. He needed my assistant. So I took him to the bank to see if they could assist him. The bank where I was a shareholder and I have business with. I went to the bank. In fact, I moved around the banks, not just one bank. I started from Fidelity Bank. I called the manager. Don't talk about Ifeanyi again. I called Mefere of Zenith Bank. I went through all the bank. Nobody was willing to help him. So much uncomplimentary news about him. I went to Access Bank. The same story repeated. So I called him. I said, hey, wait a minute. There's so much things people are saying about you. What would really get you to this place? He explained he was building structure, he was trying to build his tank farm, before the banking deregulation, and that created him problem. But now he's a changed man. He wants to focus in his trade. I said, Ifeanyi, look me straight in the eye and tell me that if I assist you, you are not going to betray me. He said, if you assist me, I said, tell me that if I assist you, you are not going to get into any additional capital project. Because the problem with the boys from my state is that quite a number of them mismatch their funds. Take a short-time fund and put in a long-time project. At the end of the day, the interest rate get you stagnated because you couldn't finish that business in time to be able to get the money. I told him the second thing is that it's not, in my view, his business is not properly structured. And it's hard for a bank to give people like him money, in the sense that, it's like the A to Z of the business. I say, if you are not here, who else can anybody talk to? Try to make all of this. Eventually, I took him to the bank, and they were not willing to do anything. So I come back, I said, I asked the bank, I said, we must lend this guy money. He wanted to trade, let's assist him. Okay. They were of opinion that this is not what they want to do. Go ahead.
Now, you were severally warned by people not to help him.
That's right.
What made you have a change of heart?
Okay. Listen, where I come from, I'm from Nnewi, okay? We had a kind of a social welfare system where we are our brother's keeper.
So you've just listened to part of the story, and from what you've just listened, you have seen how fraudulent Ifeanyi Ubah was, and how many of these banks do not even want to work with him because of his fraudulent activities, because of the antecedents, what they have passed through with him. None of them wants to work with him because of who he is, the kind of person he is, the kind of character that he exudes. Now, these are the kind of people that are leading in various positions in the government of Nigeria. I tell you, the statement of the Prime Minister where he said that if you are not criminally minded, you will not hold any position in the Nigerian political system, it is 100% correct. Just take a look at all of them. Take a look at all of them that call themselves politicians. Dig deep, a little deep into their history. You are going to notice one case or the other of fraudulent activities. Is it the President Tinubu? Is it Wike? Is it the Senate President Akpabio that continues to insult the people of Nigeria. Who would you even mention? These people are all criminally minded. So how do you want to build a nation with this kind of people? And how do you expect change? That is why these people who are protesting for NPA governance, I don't even know where their mind is. How do you expect change from this kind of people, this set of people? Are you going to chase them from office? If you demand whatever you are demanding and they still remain in office, they still continue with what they are doing. If you close this place, they will still open another channel to continue with their fraudulent activities. So how do you stop them? You need a breakup of the country, a complete breakup of the country, and then a new set of people come in, and new mentality, new ideologies. You build and set up the country in a way that it will function well. But if you continue to allow these people to remain in position, then all your effort is completely in vain. In vain. Anyways, they know what they are looking for. It is always Biafra first. Those who have ears, let them listen.